Hello and welcome back to the You Run podcast. My name is Scott, and this is the horror movie channel that you need to follow. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join us on this ongoing horror journey where we look at deep dives, we do rapid reviews, we do news and speculation, which is where we are today. Today, we are talking about 28 years later, which is due to hit our screens at some point in 2025. Now, this is all about what we know so far, and not a lot. So let's give a bit of history to this. So 28 Days Later come out in 2002, and it gave a rebirth to the zombie subgenre. Zombies had kind of died a death. That was quite a good pun. But they died a death and they weren't getting as much attention. And then Danny Boyle created something that was visually appealing and gave a new element to everything. So we get these super fast running zombies in this. And I know before anyone gets in the comments saying they're not zombies, they're ragers, I know, but they are effectively zombies. They are mindless creatures that all they want to do is kill. So they're zombies, and that's how I'm going to refer to them. I'm not going to call them ragers because that sounds like something I'd done when I was in my 20s. But he made these super fast, super scary zombies, but they were easy to kill. And we see this in the first movie. They're fast and they're terrifying, but they retain an element of humanity. And what Danny Boyle done is he created a script and a storyline that was very, very linear. It was a very basic premise. Man wakes up from coma, man tries to get safe. That is basically the gist of the entire story. And he cast Cillian Murphy in one of his earlier roles. Cillian Murphy in 28 Days Later is fabulous. I mean, absolutely fantastic. It showcased him as an actor, and that went on to him doing such bigger roles like Peaky Blinders and Oppenheimer. He become a global megastar, and it's all on the back of this movie. I know he'd done other stuff before, but this is what put him on the map. So after 28 Days Later come out, there was huge calls for a sequel. And in 2007, we got it. We got 28 Weeks Later, which told a different story from a different part of the world with different characters and starred Robert Carlyle. Also fabulous, and arguably has one of the best opening scenes in all of horror movies. It is such a powerful, impactful opening scene. And both of these movies are 5 out of 5. They are outstanding zombie movies. They both have plot holes, and if you really dig, you can pull them apart. But on surface level, these movies are fantastic. It's been a long time since 2007, and there has been calls for a sequel for forever. And rumor had it that we were going to get 28 months later, and this rumor was bouncing around for years, and people have made mock-up posters, and like this was the thing. This is what we were getting, but it's not, because earlier this year, Danny Boyle announced that he is going to return to the franchise, and it's going to be 28 years later. And then people were asking questions. Who's going to be in it? What's it going to be about? Where's things going to go from here? And not much has come out. What we do know is Cillian Murphy has come on as an executive producer. And there's no confirmation that he is going to return back on screen. But I would be incredibly surprised if they're bringing this back, that they didn't put him on screen, even if it's only for a small part. I don't think necessarily the movie will follow his character, but I think his character may appear. We may get to see Jim again. Now, I've got lots of questions surrounding this movie. So in both movies, we understand that these zombies, ragers, they die of starvation. 28 days later and 28 weeks later, I can kind of buy that. 28 months later, a couple of years, I could probably buy that too. But 28 years later, I'm not sure where the narrative of this goes, because there are still humans, there are still some resistance against these. And we know that it's in cities in Europe. We've heard that it is in New York, but we don't know if this is global. We don't ever get told the full scale of what we're up against. So I honestly don't know what to expect in 28 years later. I think part of me is expecting a world building exercise where it's going to be very much, we're going to see the world being brought back to its original state. And Danny Boyle's a fabulous director, and there is no doubt in my mind he's going to incorporate things that we all lived through with COVID. He's going to bring some of that into it. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the COVID-19 outbreak that put this back in the forefront of his mind as something that he wanted to return to, because he now has real world proof of how governments around the world and people behave in this environment. It's not something he's drawing from fiction anymore. He can draw that from fact. But honestly don't know where he can go with the story. And personally, I don't want to go and follow Jim again. I don't want to follow Cillian Murphy. As great an actor as he is, his story was done and told. And I kind of don't care, like, this far down the road, what happened to him. Like, that movie came out in 2002. It's now 2024. It comes out next year in 2025. Too much time has passed. I don't care what happened to him. I don't care what happened to Selena, and I don't care what happened to the little girl. And I might be on an island with that. And if I am, let me know in the comments. But what I want to see is, I want to see a brand new story, like he did with 28 Weeks Later. I want to see a brand new story. I want to see brand new characters. I want to see him bringing in new actors and giving new actors a shot at something as well. I would like to see Ewan McGregor in this movie. So Ewan McGregor, if you don't know, was originally tied to 28 Days Later, but it all kind of fell apart because him and Danny Boyle were having an argument over him being put in another film after Trainspotting, and it didn't quite come together. They've all made up and kissed and hugged now. So I'm hoping that Ewan McGregor shows up in this, because I think he would be an excellent addition, and he does horror really well. We know that from Doctor Sleep. I want to know what you think. Are you excited to see this franchise come back, or were you happy with just 2 movies? Let me know what you think about who should be cast or what stories this should tell. Do you want to see Jim and Selena again? Do you want to see that story continued, or do you want something fresh? I really want to know, and I'm really sorry. This episode is really short because we don't know a lot, but I wanted to talk about it and just get my initial thoughts out there. I'm pleased it's coming back. I'm excited to see what Danny Boyle can do with this, because both films are outstanding and very different. Like, if you watch 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later back to back, they are very different movies in tone, in setup. Like, everything about them is very unique. They both work as standalone movies, which again is another reason why I don't want him to tie it back to either of those. Let's have 3 great zombie movies that are all standalone, but you can watch them in an order if you want. Also, if you are looking to watch a copy of 28 Days Later, you will not find anywhere, because it is not streaming anywhere. Thankfully, I have a physical copy of this, but I can't get hold of it anywhere else. 28 Weeks Later is streaming on various services if you want to go and check that out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave us your thoughts on this, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you all later.